I'm Jake, you're watching Gas Guzzlers, and this is Lexus's latest entirely new model, the 2024 Lexus TX. Now I want to talk about the exterior of the Lexus TX. When this car first came out, a lot of people said it was ugly. I didn't think it was ugly, but I did think it looked strange. It does look better in person. People say it looks better in person. I know that's what everyone says about every car. It's true with the TX. Here's the thing though, I do think it looks a little more Toyota than Lexus. And here's what I mean by that. I think it lacks definition. It just looks very blobbish, right? Let me know if you agree with that in the comments below. But that is, of course, for aerodynamic purposes. So while it lacks a bit of road presence, does mean that for a large SUV, this thing has very good aerodynamics, and aerodynamics have all sorts of benefits, right? They're gonna help your handling, they're gonna help your fuel economy, they're gonna help your noise, vibration, and harshness. Speaking of noise, vibration, and harshness, if we were to rip these panels off, we would find tons of vehicle adhesives and rubbers and such that are just not necessary, but really help keep the vehicle feeling firm on the road and are going to reduce the amount of noise coming into the cabin when you're driving. I look forward to getting one of these out on the road later this year and seeing just how that work panned out. So this particular TX is a 500h F Sport Performance. How can you tell? Well, you have this dark chrome trim around the windows and these 22-inch wheels. You're gonna get those with the F Sport Performance, but you're also gonna get some performance upgrades. So we do have active damping on this vehicle. All four wheels have actuators, which are going to change the characteristics of the suspension. So when you're just in a long straight line cruising down the road, it's gonna loosen up that suspension travel, gonna give you a comfier ride. When the vehicle detects you are entering a turn, it's gonna stiffen up that suspension, give you a tighter ride. Speaking of steering, we have dynamic rear wheel steering. This is a really cool feature. Basically, the rear wheels are gonna turn almost like your front wheels do. They won't turn at quite as severe of an angle, but when you're at low speeds, the rear wheels are gonna turn counter to the way your front wheels turn. That's gonna shrink your turning radius pretty dramatically. When you're at high speeds, the rear wheels will turn in the same direction as the front wheels, and that is going to increase the stability of the vehicle while you're on the highway per se. So some really cool features at the side of this TX 500h F Sport Performance. We do have a multi-link rear suspension. What's that mean? It means the rear of this vehicle is gonna stay calm while you're turning and going over bumps and such. It's not like a lot of other full-size SUVs, which may use what's called live axle, and those can tend to get a little squirrely if you go over a bump while turning or something like that. Let's open up the trunk here and talk trunk space. Behind the third row, you have 20 cubic feet of space. That is quite a good bit. You can power fold the third row. That's gonna give you 57 cubic feet of space. Put down the second row, you're gonna have 97 cubic feet of space. This is a true 3-row SUV. Let's talk powertrain. There are a few different powertrain options, but on this TX 500h, we have a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. You're saying, Jake, a 4-cylinder on a 3-row SUV? It's a hybrid. So with the 64 kilowatt electric motor here at the front and a 76 kilowatt electric motor e-axle at the rear, total system output is going to be 366 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque. So not too bad, right? Lexus is also offering the TX as a plug-in hybrid with the 550h Plus. Now that's going to be a plug-in hybrid that will give you about 33 miles of all-electric range using electric motors paired to a 3.5 liter V6 motor. That's going to give you in total 404 horsepower. So you're actually getting about the same as the 4-cylinder. Charging on the plug-in hybrid variant is going to take about 3 hours at level 2 charging. If you want to check out the all-new TX or the all-new GX or any other of hundreds of cars, make sure to come to the DC Auto Show. It is in town until January 28th, 2024. If you are seeing this after that time, we hope to see you at the 2025 show. I'm here. If you see me, stop me, wave hi. Hope to see you here, guys. Also, if you're liking the video, be sure to like and subscribe to Gas Guzzlers for more weekly automotive content. All right, let's get back to the Lexus TX. The front row of the TX is what we have come to expect from Lexus. What does that mean? Well, there's nothing too flashy here like you might see in a Genesis vehicle, but everything feels very nice. The materials are premium and they are well put together. We have all sorts of nice Alcantaras and leathers throughout the vehicle, metals too, and it all just feels so so sturdy and just premium experience. We do have this large new infotainment screen. Lexus has been updating their infotainment in all their vehicles. Of course, the TX being all new, it makes sense. It's launching with the new infotainment. We have a heads-up display, and this being the F Sport, we do have our paddle shifters. You may notice there is a sensor bar on the steering wheel. That's going to keep track of your eyes, make sure you're paying attention to the road, and alert you if the vehicle detects you're getting drowsy, not paying attention, something like that. These vehicles have a lot of semi-autonomous functions now, but they're still not going to let you take your hands off or take your eyes off the road. That's not safe quite yet. There's kind of this interesting deployable shelf which kind of pops out a wireless charger. I do quite like that. I'm assuming this vehicle has removable cup holders. I'm seeing a spot where it looks like some removable cup holders would go. I'm assuming they've been taken out for the show. I don't see Lexus forgetting to put cup holders in a vehicle, so I'm sure they're supposed to be there. The second row of the TX is spacious. You can easily fit 2 6-foot-tall adults back here. You can either get a bench or you can get 2 captain's rows chairs. This has the captain's chairs, and if you get the captain's chairs, they are going to have heated and ventilated function, which is awesome. We also have our own climate controls back here, along with, of course, USB-C ports and an outlet. There are some kind of, I don't know what you could call them, receptacles here in between the captain's chairs, and that's because there is a removable cubby that you can get that you can slot in between the captain's chairs, or you can remove, so you can decide whether or not you want to have that option on a whim. Now, since this is a 3-row SUV, we gotta check out the 3rd row. To do that, you can either climb between the captain's chairs, or you push this button on the shoulder right there, the chair goes forward, and in we go. You will see I'm now easily in the 3rd row. We can pull back this seat, and I'm gonna say, honestly, the room back here is not too bad. If you pull this seat all the way back, you are going to be cramped if you're 6 foot plus. But if you compromise with the passenger right here, you can fit 6 foot adults. That's a tongue twister right there. You got 2 adults, 2 adults, 2 adults. For a decently long trip, I think with enough stops, you could do a road trip with 2 tall people in the back here. And it's not particularly Spartan back here either. We have USB-C ports. We can lean the seat back thanks to that motorized function. It's pretty nice. Let's talk driver assistance. Now, the TX comes with Lexus Safety System Plus 3.0. That comes with all the normal goodies, right? It's got your lane centering, it's got your, distance following, all that good stuff. You know all about that. It also has some interesting additions. For example, it will help use braking and steering inputs to avoid objects in your lane when it's daytime. Also, it has proactive driving assist. Lexus says that's going to use gentle steering and braking inputs to help you out on the road. I'm interested to see what that's like when we get a vehicle like the TX out on the road later this year. Fingers crossed. How much does this all cost? Well, the TX starts at the TX 350. That's going to go for around $70,000. This 500H is going to go for about $77,500. Quite expensive, but you are getting a true 3-row luxury SUV from Lexus, so you know it's going to last a long time. You know it's going to be well built. What do you guys think? How does this compare to other 3-row luxury competitors? I'm interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, I'm Jake. You're watching Gas Guzzlers. This is the Lexus TX. Be sure to check out the DC Auto Show. It is awesome, guys. I hope to see you here. Remember, it's here until January 28th. Take care. Have a great week. See you in next week's video.